So what up guys, and it's TheAndrzw here, and in today's video I'll be giving you guys some cool insider information on the Fortnite release date for the Android edition, I guess you say, Android platform, whatever it's called guys. I'm going to be giving you guys some cool insider information. So without further ado guys, let's get into it.
If you guys do want to join my notification squad shout out, don't forget to subscribe and keep notifications turned on.
So as we all know, Fortnite was released on the iOS edition for, I guess you could say iOS, iPhone X, iPhone 7, a bunch of different iPhones. But why, the question many people are asking is why and when Fortnite will be released for the Android edition. So I'm here to tell you guys why it's taking so long and when it's going to be released. So the first reason that we have, the first question that we have is why is it taking so long to release? And the second question I'm going to be answering is when is the release date, and any other questions like that. So why is it taking so long to release? The reason why it's taking so long to release is because simply that, well, let's look at the iPhone first. The iPhone is a phone which is very, very high in price. Now, it's very, very high in price and specs and all that stuff, and it's definitely got a high brand value. What that means is that, you can't really, mess about with the iPhone. You can't, there's only like one type of iPhone, whereas with Android is on many different phone systems. There are like so many different brands that you probably never have heard of that run the Android system, but there's only iPhone that runs the iOS. That is it. iPhone runs iOS. That is it. So as you guys can see, for compatibility issues the Android is going to take possibly a very, very long time to, I guess you could say, finalize the game. This is just because when we look at the amount of different phones, for example, I'll just name a couple. The only real, Android phones that most people know about are really, like, I guess you could say, is the Samsung. That's the only real Android phone that most people know about. Other than that, most people don't know about Android. And, the thing is as well is that there's so many different phones out there that they have to try and check for compatibility. Whereas with the iPhone, they already know what the iPhone is, and they already know how many iPhones they have to, check compatibility for. It's only the iPhone 5, the iPhone 5S, the iPhone, that is basically the iPhone 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the X again. So, it's not much compared to what the Android, people have to do, because the Android is there's just so many different versions. So it's two different entire things. And as well with the Android as well, like, there's different styles of Android. Like, Android isn't just one operating system. Like, there's different versions between them. So you might have an Android for a version on the Samsung Galaxy S7. So for example, there's like I know you guys aren't gonna understand this, but I'm just gonna say it anyways for those of you guys that do. So for example, on Android operating systems, you have Nougat, you have Jelly Bean, you have Kit Kat, you have all these different versions, and it sounds weird what I'm saying. You guys are like, you're just talking about sweets, man. No, seriously, guys, search it up. There's just so many different versions. It's not just like, oh yeah, it's Android, and then there's something else. Nope, there's Android, there's Jelly Bean, there's Kit Kat, and these are the old operating systems, and a lot of people's phones still run on these operating systems. So what are people gonna do when these systems are there, guys? It's very it's just, I don't know, guys, it's just definitely something that is weird. So there's just so many systems, so many things that people have to take into consider when they want to get the Android release date. But to be honest with you guys, what I think Fortnite should do, I think they should just make it for the top range phones only, because it's going to come out faster. And to be honest with you guys, in a couple of years anyways, the phones that people do have now, they're going to be, old phones anyway. So me personally, I don't see the point, optimizing it for every single phone. I definitely feel like the Android is probably going to come out later this year, just because the iPhone is, I guess you say, mainly prioritizing the Western world. But Android, to be honest, I can expect the release date within 2 months, because Fortnite is a game that's high in demand, and Fortnite is definitely working very, very hard, and they've got a lot of large profits. So definitely within 2 months we will see the Android release, and I'm pretty much 100% certain on that, just because I know the rate at which Fortnite is working and the rate at which they want the game to succeed. Definitely we can see the release date within 2 months. But yeah, it definitely should be something that is interesting. And if you guys do want to play the game early, if you do want to play the game, I guess you could say, a battle royale style game like Fortnite, there's tons of remakes on the App Store that already exist. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Maybe Fortnite's just waiting for the right time to release it, because it's going to be across so much more. And if you guys didn't know, the Android is actually more popular on a global scale than the actual iPhone, because of its ease of use and its ease of access. So yeah, definitely we're going to be seeing Fortnite within the next 2 months. Definitely we're going to be seeing that. And yeah, I definitely feel like it will be a cool thing. If you guys do want to play it early, there's PUBG for free on the on the Android already, and there's already you know, so many games that are ripping off Fortnite already, so you can play one of those in the meantime. But without further ado, guys, if you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to leave a like on the video, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, it's gonna be peace from me.